Imagine for a moment that you hold the greatest responsibility of your life. In your hands are the keys to the massive vault of one of China's largest banks, the Agricultural Bank of China. Every morning you open that cold metal door, walk among billions of yuan, and return home in the evening as if nothing happened. For most people, this is just a job. But for Ren Xiaofeng, that vault was not merely a pile of metal. It was a shortcut to his dreams. Ren was no ordinary thief. He was a star employee who had received provincial-level awards, earned numerous medals, and could count money at machine speed. But deep in the darkest corners of his mind, a monster was growing that even mathematical probability could not tame. An obsession with the lottery. Today we dive into the story of that mind-boggling 51 million yuan gamble, one that evaporated not just money, but the trust of an entire system. This is the story of how a bank clerk became China's most wanted criminal and how that road ended in front of a firing squad. If you're ready, dim the lights a little, because today we're diving into the story titled History's Dumbest Thieves. Every great disaster begins with a small, successful first step. In October 2006, Ren Xiaofeng convinced the bank's security officers Zhao Xuanan and Zhang Qiang to join an incredible plan. The plan was simple: borrow 200,000 yuan from the vault, play the lottery, cover the shortfall with the winnings, and split the remaining profit. On the first attempt, Ren stole 100,000 yuan and miraculously won a 100,000 yuan prize the same day. But greed, once awakened, never stops. A few days later, they took money again. This time, luck was not on their side. Still, Ren did not stop. Thanks to a 210,000 yuan prize he won in one final move, he managed to cover the entire shortfall. While security officer Zhang Qiang grew frightened and pulled back, a dangerous enlightenment took hold in Ren's mind. The vault was, in effect, his unlimited credit card. That first success had proven to him just how fragile the system was, and that with the right risk, anything was possible. In March 2007, fate opened a new door for Ren. In place of the fearful Zhang, Ma Xiangjing, a man every bit as addicted to gambling as Ren, was assigned to the post. Now, two vault managers holding between them both the key and the combination were united in a single team. The bank's dual control mechanism had completely collapsed. In just 17 days between mid-March and early April, the two men withdrew money from the vault more than 20 times, reaching a total of 32.96 million yuan. Of that stolen sum, nearly all of it, 31.25 million yuan, was funneled to lottery vendors. Every morning they walked into the bank saying, "This time we'll definitely win." And every evening they walked out with millions of yuan worth of worthless scraps of paper. Mathematics had turned its back on them, but the gambler's fallacy had blinded them. Poisoned by the belief that the next ticket would erase all their losses, they kept running straight toward catastrophe. On Saturday, April 14th, 2007, the city of Handan woke to a historic day. Ren and Ma knew they had reached the end of the road. The shortfall was so enormous that their only option was to go all or nothing. That morning they removed 6 heavy cash boxes from the vault, containing a total of 18 million yuan. Most astonishingly, Ren brought a civilian, lottery vendor Zhang Jianfeng, into the bank and had him help carry those enormous bags of cash. That day, life came to a standstill at Handan's lottery booths, and sales records were shattered. The pair purchased 14.1 million yuan worth of tickets in a single day. When the draw results were announced at 9 p.m., they were confronted with an ice-cold reality. They had spent 18 million yuan and won back only 98,000 yuan. This was not merely a loss, it was a death sentence. That night they divided up the remaining money and fled to different provinces, never to see each other again. The bank only discovered the massive gap on April 16th, 2 days after the perpetrators had fled. China's Ministry of Public Security immediately issued a Class A red notice and launched one of the largest manhunts in the country's history. Ma Xiangjing was caught on April 18th in Beijing at a relative's home with 600,000 yuan on him. But the primary target, Ren Xiaofeng, had made it all the way to the city of Lianyungang using fake identities. There, he had purchased a new Honda Accord and believed he had covered his tracks. However, the sharp eyes of a taxi driver, a real estate agent, and a car dealer sealed his fate. When police raided his rented apartment on the morning of April 19th, they found Ren with 3.4 million yuan in cash and escape maps. Of the 51 million yuan, only 5.5 million remained. Everything else had vanished along with their dreams inside lottery boxes. The trial became the scene of a major controversy in Chinese legal history. Defense attorneys argued that this was not theft, but misappropriation of public funds, since their clients had played the lottery intending to return the money. However, the judges ruled that squandering such a vast sum of state resources at the gambling table constituted illegal appropriation. In August 2007, the expected verdict was handed down: the death penalty. On March 31, 2008, Ren Xiaofeng and Ma Xiangjing were executed by firing squad. The incident sparked a revolution in China's banking system. Keys and passwords alone were no longer sufficient. Biometric systems such as fingerprint and facial recognition were made mandatory. The Handan heist went down in history as the most bitter lesson in how greed can blind a person and how even the most secure fortresses can be brought down from within. Until we meet in the next mysterious file, take care of yourselves. Digital convenience comes with risk. Every click has a cost. Your strongest defense is awareness. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Stay safe.